Sufyan, and I'm a Caps fan, and I got to start this off by saying how great of a city Ottawa is. It's a pretty small market team, so sometimes they're fighting for relevancy every now and again, and some of the fans have to overcompensate and go after other people. And you know what? Fair enough. I'll give it to him. But as a respectful individual, I won't harp on them too much. And I like to raise my friends up rather than bring them down. So, go Sens. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Welcome back to the Unfortunate Diehards podcast. Hashtag number 54, or 9, or 6. I'll be Ryan. Senator's Lunch. Welcome back to the podcast. It is All-Star Weekend while we are recording this right now. It is being held in Toronto, Ontario. About 4 to 5 hours, maybe 3 for Omar, depending on how fast you drive from where we are. And a whole lot of hours away from Sufyan. I'm Evan. I'm an Ottawa Senators fan.
Fly.
I'm Omar. I'm the Leafs fan. And might I say, the team whose city did the All-Star Weekend the best.
Bro, your team didn't do anything. It's just the city that's hosting. Get out of here.
It's
the NHL organization.
It belongs to them.
Great. What if they do the same thing next year? They're not even doing it next year, actually. Wait, that's another thing we have to talk about. Anyways, Sufyan, and I'm a Caps fan, and I got to start this off by saying how great of a city Ottawa is. It's a pretty small market team, so sometimes they're fighting for relevancy every now and again, and some of the fans have to overcompensate and go after other people. And you know what? Fair enough. I'll give it to them. But as a respectful individual, I won't harp on them too much. And I like to raise my friends up rather than bring them down. So, go Sens. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Guys, we're in his head.
You're fighting for relevancy.
It was a little job. The Leafs don't have to fight for relevancy because they're always relevant. They just suck. It's a little different.
But yeah, so we're in the middle of All-Star Weekend. We have some trade news to talk about a little bit. We have a fun little awards ceremony.
Mid-season award show, yes.
An award show.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. And also, big news. I think everyone knows the biggest news right now. Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari.
Oh, God.
Who cares? This is a hockey podcast.
Who cares if it wasn't a hockey podcast, bro? I saw that and I was like, I did see a lot of things with that, and it was like, he said in 2019 or something that he would never leave Mercedes, or he's gonna die a Mercedes guy. I don't know, but
no, he didn't say that. I know the interview you're talking about.
He didn't say that. He said loyalty means a lot to him, and in 2019, Mercedes was still the top, and he was still in the middle of winning his 6th championship, followed by his 7th in 2020. So he obviously wasn't even thinking about leaving. But he did say at the end of the interview, later on in my career, if there's a switch or if there's a fit, I can't talk about that. But right now, there isn't. So he always just left it open.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Big
Let's
move.
get into this.
But yeah, let's get into it. So where do you want to start?
Calgary.
Yep.
Now traded their entire first line from that year that everyone had a ton of points. Elias Lindholm to Vancouver for first round pick, a conditional 4th rounder in 2024 draft. Both of them are in 2024. Defenseman prospect Hunter Bruzicewicz and Johnny Jermo and Andrei Kuzmenko. Off the bat, that's a lot. Lindholm isn't having a great year, but Calgary's offense kind of sucks. So, give him the benefit of the doubt there, and he's playing really good defensively. On the other hand, Kuzmenko has had, I think, a higher points per game in the last 2 years, even while sucking this year. So, if he does bounce back to anything remotely like he was last year,
It'll be huge for Calgary. That defenseman prospect that I couldn't pronounce the name of. He's leading the OHL defenseman in scoring and has a lot of Adam Fox comparisons, which apparently a lot
So
of
he's a dick.
fans. Apparently, a lot of Calgary fans are getting a lot of PTSD from that. There was they're like, oh, getting Adam Fox traded back to Calgary. Well, we'll see what happens. And the Johnny Yermo guy, I think he's more just a, wild card, I guess. But yeah,
A warm body.
yeah.
The big piece on both sides is obviously Lindholm and then Kuzmenko. So
I mean, Kuzmenko could be a big piece, or he could be in the KHL next year. There's no in between.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is true. But I mean, I like that Vancouver kind of went for it.
They went for it, and they also set the market
Yes, they did.
because now Sean Monahan's getting traded for a first rounder.
First round pick. That's that was a bit much, but you know what? Jets are trying to go all in this year.
Apparently, the centers that are available in the trade deadline kind of thing is like Monahan was the second best one, and the third best one apparently is Nick Dowd. So I'm kind of excited if the Caps are not in the playoff spot come deadline time. What Nick Dowd fetches. But yeah, I mean, Montreal's since Kent Hughes took over, the asset management has been remarkable. They basically got 2 first rounders for Monahan because they got a first rounder to take him, and they traded him for another first rounder, which is remarkable. And yeah, so they have like millions of draft picks in the next couple of years. They already have good prospects. They have one of the better goalie prospects right now too. So I think Montreal comes out of this on top as well.
How do we think Elias Lindholm is going to help the Canucks?
I think he fits in pretty well. I think Vancouver needed a more reliable guy in their top 6. But I also think it benefits Calgary a lot in the sense of they did get quite a bit for him, and I feel like Calgary knows they're probably not going to make the playoffs. So having that no stress kind of play, just play your guys, same sort of thing as when they initially acquired Monahan. Yeah, he had an injury, but you bring a guy in and you're essentially playing for funsies. And Kuzmenko in a year, next year, if he had 80 some points, it wouldn't be shocking to me. And then they could flip him for more assets if they needed. And yeah, I think it kind of makes sense for either team. They get a player who can probably help them more this year, and then their team getting someone who hopefully can help them in the future.
Yeah, I think the thing with Kuzmenko is he was never going to succeed in Vancouver anymore because he's been playing on the 4th line or healthy scratched. So, with Lindholm, at least they get a player that they're going to play in the top 6. And then Kuzmenko, they're both expiring at the end of the year anyway, right? So we'll see what happens with that. I could see Lindholm extending in Vancouver depending on how it goes, but he could also just go for a payday. And I don't know how much he can really handle in that department. So
I think Lindholm will be a good ad because
it gives them another offensive weapon. Because Kuzmenko was playing on the 4th line and not doing anything, obviously. So
yeah,
they have some added scoring coming. Hopefully,
I wonder where he would play actually, second line.
Yeah, I think he'll end up with Besser. I think that makes the most sense because Miller and Pedersen are playing well together.
Yeah.
Who else is in that top 6? Garland, Lindholm, and Besser. That'd be an interesting line. Then I'm guessing Hoglander, Miller, and Pedersen. Seems like a vibe.
No Mikheyev?
No Mikheyev. Mikheyev can firmly stay on the 3rd line. With this $4.4 million or whatever it is.
And then obviously we have Sean Monahan for the first going to Winnipeg.
Go Jets.
And I think he'll slot in somewhere in the I don't know, second, third
Middle
line.
six.
Middle six.
Yeah, middle six, second, third line. I
It's
think.
not their first line center. I think that spot's taken.
No, yeah, it can't be first line. What do we know it's an overpayment, like a first
Yeah.
line. Generally, deals in and around trade deadline do get overpaid. But what do we think he'll bring to the Winnipeg Jets? Do we think he's going to make a big difference?
I think he adds stability in their center core. Because who's their second line center right now?
Velarde.
Velarde.
Velarde's
So their center core is now Scheifele, Velarde, Lowry, and Monahan. That's a solid center on every line. And that's what you want going into the playoffs. You want a good goalie, which they have, a good defense core, and their defense core has been playing well this year. And now you have strength up the middle. So here we are.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're relying on Hellebuyck a lot with that defense core. I think they could use a defenseman to, bolster. And, if Hellebuyck has any lapses, they can try to circumvent that. But I do think that they'll probably add a defenseman at the deadline. I mean, if they're paying first rounders for guys like Sean Monahan, they're clearly going for it. So you can definitely see something happen there. But I think Monahan, a lot of his production has been on the power play this year and last year when he came back. So maybe people should temper their expectations of point production. I think this is more so just a nice veteran presence, and if someone gets injured, he can move up in the lineup kind of thing. And the way he's been playing on the power play, he could also, potentially fit on the first power play if things aren't working right. So, which I don't know if that's that much of a problem for Winnipeg, but I guess he's a good ad. Do you see the bar down guy ask Nick Suzuki in the podcast 30 minutes after Sean Monahan got traded? He was like, it's the Jets fan, the Jesse Pollock guy, the most annoying one.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the podcast with Makara and Suzuki, and Suzuki is clearly not happy about the trade because that's one of his better friends on the team.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes after the trade happens, this Jets fan is just how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? Are you blah, 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 I feel amazing, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see Suzuki just why are you doing this to me kind of thing.
Oh, I didn't see that, but that sounds a little painful.
It also sounds very much
well, one of my best friends got traded to a different country, so
Messi?
Yeah.
Messi. That's true, actually. He did get traded.
Actually, how he eats chicken is quite messy. So I see where you're going.
I'll be doing that 2 hours from now, actually. I might be ordering my chicken, actually, during the span of this podcast.
Fried chicken?
Wait, you thought I was talking about you?
No, I thought you were talking about Messi.
Yeah.
He loves chicken.
Yeah.
I thought you were actually talking about Alex Fort. Never mind.
I thought you were talking about when Sufi eats chicken.
What?
You said he eats chicken messy. You were talking about Sufi then, right?
Yes,
okay.
Old man.
Okay.
All right, there, Quinn Hughes. All right, let's move on to these awards.
All right, today's special episode, we have an awards structure that we're going to present to you. We're halfway through the season at the All-Star break, or a little over halfway now, and we want to give you our mid-season individual player awards, who we think at this point is deserving of, whether it be the Hart Trophy, the Vezina Trophy, the Jack Adams Trophy, the Norris Trophy, and the Selke Trophy.
Calder.
And the Calder.
There you go.
That's 6. Okay. And the Calder Trophy. So we're going to give you our runner-ups in third place, in second place, and then who we think is deserving at first place at the moment for each award. We'll go one by one. And then once we've picked all three, we'll have a discussion on what we think, who we think belongs and doesn't, and who we agree with and whatnot. And we'll go through each award. So
you can state your case. We're definitely going to disagree, but you can state your case.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be Omar and I oh, okay. And then Sufi's going to be like, what? Have you seen his defensive stats?
Well, yeah, bro. You guys think hockey's just one-sided? Who has the most points? Give him the Selke. We'll start with Hart. And because Homer is the most valuable part of this podcast, you can start.
I'm starting with the Hart Trophy. Okay, so I'm giving you my third place pick.
And then we'll go Evan, and I'll go me.
Okay. Well, at the moment, oh man, I'm torn on if I want to be funny with this or pick a real one. Okay.
Ooh, what your head tells you, bro. As long as you can argue it.
You know what? I don't care what you say. I think I can argue it. My third is Austin Matthews.
You can argue it.
For which
I could
one?
argue. Hart.
Hart.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not picking him for Norris, so. All right. Ivan.
My third in Hart voting is Connor McDavid.
My third in Hart, David Pastrnak.
That makes sense.
Fair
And-
enough.
Oh, we explain, or should we say all our players and explain, or one at a time?
Let's go. Let's finish the picks, and then we'll say our explanations.
Okay.
Homer, your second.
Okay, my second would be Connor McDavid.
My second would be Nikita Kucherov.
My second's Connor McDavid.
And my first is Nathan McKinnon.
Nathan McKinnon.
Nathan McKinnon. So
Wow.
very unanimous first. I think it's hard to argue against him right now.
You can't argue against him right now.
Yeah. I do think that, the way McDavid's played in the last 2 months, it's not out of the question that he can catch him.
The way he's played in the last 2 months is the only reason he's second on my list.
Well, precisely. But
Otherwise it would be Kucherov or Pastrnak.
Yeah. All right. So wait, why do you have? What's your case for Matthews here?
Okay, well, in his if you go back to his 60th goal season when he did win it, and Evan was ablaze that he won it. Okay, he had he had a point in saying that the Leafs were still a really good regular season team, regardless if he scored 60 goals or not. He wasn't that 60 goals did not hugely impact if they made the playoffs or whatnot. I think his play this season, getting 40 and 49 so far, single-handedly coming he has 3 hat tricks this season, and 1 or 2 of those at least are when the Leafs were down 2-0 or whatever, and they needed goals to come back and win the game. And with the shaky season they're having, if he continues this pace and he scores another 60 goal season or whatever, I think he's a huge reason why they'll actually get into a wild card this season or anything, because they're only 6 points up right now in a wild card. They're tied with Detroit or within a point of them or something in the wild cards. And it's a tight race between Tampa, Toronto, Detroit, at least right now for the third division spot. So it's a pretty vital season in terms of, it's not just a breezy season like it's been where, okay, second or third in the division, you're guaranteed. So, just keep playing, whatever. It's they need the wins, and he's been a huge impact in them getting wins this season.
Honestly, it's not like Matthews is that outlandish. I was just having it up a lot. I think I'd have him at 5. I think 3 to 5 for me is a little or even 2 to 5 is a little you could kind of make a case for any of them at 2, any of them at 5. But that's kind of why I have Pastrnak at third. Season's gone extremely underrated. He's 4th in goals and 4th in points or something like that. Or 3rd in points. I don't know what it actually is, but the argument that I always make is put them on an average team kind of thing. And that's kind of what happened in Boston, just in general, because they got 2 of their biggest or 2 of the most important players taken from them. The decor got a little stripped down a little bit. So the offense was it's pretty much just up to him and Marchand. And Marchand isn't having as good of a season as he has in the past because he's getting older. So a lot of that weight has been put on Pasternak's shoulders, and I think he's carrying it pretty well. And I think that, the only other person that I would necessarily have at 3, though, is Kucherov. But I feel like the only argument I could really say for him is that he's the leading scorer in the league. And, that has a lot to do with things like secondary assists and stuff like that. And the thing is, like, Kucherov also played really well at the start of the season. Has kind of tailed off, but he's still like producing at like a steady pace. Where I think Pastrnak has like willed his team into a place where it's like they're firmly in first or second or whatever, and no one really thought that they would be here.
Yeah.
The other thing with like Matthews too, I think that Matthews, like, he's been hot of late. There is stretches where he goes like 6 games without scoring, and then he scores 2 hat tricks. Like, I think the consistency there is a little bit of a problem with me having him at 3rd, which is the case that I would make him for him to be outside of it.
Evan, you're Connor McDavid at 3. I mean, you're gonna have the same explanation as we're gonna have for him at 2.
I mean, like, yeah, he had a slow start to the season, injury or not, still applies.
He had a slow start for him.
Yeah, slow start for him. And so, for me, Edmonton as a whole with the new coach picked it up. Like Zach Hyman is on a tear. Evan Bouchard picked it up. Skinner started playing better. So it wasn't just him that turned the team around. It was like everyone was like, all right, let's get her going here. So it's not like he has like 90 points already, and then the next person's like Draisaitl at 70, and then it's like everyone else at like 40. He's obviously the best player on the team, but a lot of people turned it around at the same time, so I don't think it's purely just McDavid.
I agree. That's why I struggled with like I wanted to put Kucherov in there as well, or Pastrnak, and potentially in my second slot, because I thought, from what I've noticed, it's like, yeah, McDavid's still the best player and all that and whatnot. But I do think that since the coaching change, Edmonton has like, as a group, picked it up everywhere. And they're playing more of a defensive team game and whatnot that's working. Stuart Skinner's back. Everyone's kind of back at the right time. So while Connor McDavid is like still leading the charge and stuff, I don't think it's like him solely doing everything and getting them to this position. Like they've won 16 in a row or whatever, because everyone's kind of on the same page right now, which is
really. But I do think that, like, the reason why I have him in second though is because of how he's kind of changed his game a little bit. Like, he's kind of having that. Like, Crosby isn't as good defensively now, but he went through like a phase where it was kind of all or nothing, offense or nothing. And then around like 2012, 13, Crosby became like this extremely amazing two-way center because he just like stopped taking as many chances and like was paying attention more in the defensive details and stuff like that. And I think if you just watch Edmonton games, like, McDavid isn't playing the same high octane way that he has in the past, like where everything is just go, 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 and like I'm just taking as many chances as possible. He's been extremely responsible defensively and like has been one of the better defensive centers that's on a first line in the league right now, which speaks volumes to him and how he's changed his game a lot. Because the fact that he's improved his game defensively as much as he had this year, while also, being a well above average offensive player, I think has to put him in second. The thing is, like, the point production too, he was like way behind McKinnon and Kucherov, and now he's caught up to them. Like, not caught up to them, but it seems like he made the difference from like 30 points to like 15 points very quickly. So if he does that while playing amazing defense, I don't have any doubt in my mind that he's going to catch McKinnon by the end of the season.
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
and the Nate Dog, number 1, clean sweep. Give him the trophy now.
I don't think there's a doubt right now anyway.
Bro, I mean, recently.
I mean, when your goalie's letting in like 3.5 goals per game, someone's got to score, and he is doing everything in his power to score 18 times a game.
It's insane how dominant he is. It's pretty crazy. Like,
I swear, I'll check the score of the game too, and it's like, oh, a Josh Manson goal from Andrew Cogliano with a secondary assist from Nathan McKinnon. Like he's like on the ice all the time, apparently.
The thing with him too is like he's so like we talk about like McDavid's speed and stuff, and I feel like McKinnon is like that guy can fly, man. He's insanely fast.
Well, I feel like McDavid looks like a pretty bird. It's like
yeah,
where like he's like looks like he's like a rhino, and he's like if you like get in his way, you're gonna get trucked.
Yeah,
it's because
like, I think he's not far off in speed. He's not. His shot is insane.
Yeah,
his
McDavid's. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
Oh, it's all good.
The way McDavid skates is like kind of effortless, where it's like he just takes really long strides, and he is faster than everyone else. McKinnon like kind of wills himself to be faster than everyone, where he's still like probably just like a step behind. Like I think like it's like McDavid's speed, Barzal, and then McKinnon's like right after that, and like Makar's right after that too, actually. But McKinnon's like crossovers. You see the way he does like high step crossovers, and like is weaving his way through the ice. Yeah, the thing is like they also got off to a pretty slow start in Colorado, offensively. And then when Makar came back from injury, like things just started running for them offensively. But you're right, like Gorgiev shouldn't have even been an all-star, but he was. He's leading the league in wins, and has a large part to do with the fact that McKinnon, Makar, and Rantanen are going again.
In third place for the Norris Trophy from your Ottawa, I'm just kidding, your New York Islanders, Noah Dobson.
For my 3, I got Evan Bouchard.
Ooh. For my 3, I got Morgan. I'm joking.
Oh my god!
Wow, same joke as me. Very funny.
That one I can't argue it, so I'm not gonna do it. I mean, I could do it, but no, I'm also gonna go Noah Dobson.
I'm going to go with number 2, Kale Maker, a maker of the kale.
I also got Cale Makar at 2.
I've also got Cale Makar at 2.
And a number 1 from Michael Bublé's Vancouver Canucks.
Shroomed up.
Tyler Myers. Quinn Hughes. Woo.
It's gonna be another.
Also going with Quinneth.
And also me, Quinn Hughes. Okay, Evan, what were you saying about Noah Dobson at number 3?
Well, Noah Dobson is I don't know. I feel like he's always been like solid, but this year he's just taken a huge step, and for a team that really lacks kind of offensive giftings and players, it's been a huge help for them. He's been able to have like, I don't know if he had a 5.8, but he's had like multiple like 3-4 assist nights in Islander wins, and really will his team on a lackluster or not as much star-studded roster. And I think he's been a big reason why they're still potentially a playoff team.
Potentially is the key word.
Potentially.
Yeah, those would be tough. Dobson was definitely very close to being my 3rd as well. I just think the way Bouchard's played in the last 2.5 months has been pretty remarkable. I think he's improved in every facet of his game since last year, and is producing pretty remarkably at this rate. And like the goal scoring is up. He's he's creating a ton of chances, and you can tell when he's on the ice versus when he's not on the ice. Like it really brings down their defense when he's not playing. It's him and Ekholm, and when the Nurse and CC pair gets on, or anyone else, it's a problem for the team. Like the goals for percentage goes down by quite a bit when Bouchard isn't on the ice. So for me, he's the MVP of that decor, and I think also one of the major reasons why they were able to turn it around. So it's him for me, and then I'd have Dobson very close. Like I think it's going to be a fight for them to make it into the Norris conversation. I also think Roman Josi kind of deserves some credit here. His team just isn't great, and he's getting kind of overlooked. But he's actually put up like really good numbers, and he's having a really good defensive season as well.
There's a few. Like I contemplated Victor Hedman at number 3.
Yeah, nah, I'm good
I
on Hedman now.
contemplated.
I'm good on Hedman now, bro. He's a I don't know. I don't want to make any negative comments about Hedman. He's been great for a long time.
Okay, number
Right.
1, we all have the same Quinn Hughes, although I do think 1 and 2 are interchangeable a little bit.
Not this year, bro. I don't know. You think Hughes this year, like, just if you look at the stats, like, just a little bit deeper than what they have, like, just offensively, even the primary assist numbers, like, Hughes has Makar on primary points by a lot. Like, it's not even close. And then defensively, Hughes has been surprisingly good this season. Like, it's been ridiculous how the change from like his early career to now, and he's also producing more offense than he has ever.
Yeah.
That is a little bit to do. He is playing against weaker competition in the sense of they're not putting him out against the other team's top players defensively. But I think that's actually probably a great thing for him to like play in a more sheltered role defensively, so he can thrive more offensively and still have those defensive improvements that he's had.
I think it's kind of the same thing with this as it was for the Hart. Like McKinnon is the one, but we wouldn't be surprised if McDavid in the second half just like pulls ahead.
Yeah.
And I feel a little bit the same. Like Quinn Hughes has been insane, and I wouldn't be surprised though if second half Makar kind of just swings it up and then takes it over in the second half. So that's why I kind of said like the kind of interchangeable. But right now Quinn Hughes is the favorite, no doubt.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially with the way, like he's the biggest, if not, he's the biggest reason Vancouver's doing this good, right? So
one of the, if not the,
at least. So
especially early in the season.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move to Vezina?
Vezina Trophy.
I'll start this one.
Yep.
My number 3, Jeremy Swayman.
Oh,
it's a good one actually.
My number 3 is also Jeremy Swayman.
Okay.
Interesting. My number 3 is Joey Dacord.
I was grappling with that possibility.
Straddling.
Railing. My number 2 is Thatcher Demko.
My number 2 is Thatcher Demko.
My number 2 is also Thatcher Demko.
Seems like a theme here. My number 1 is Connor Hellebuck.
Oh, so is mine.
And so is mine.
This one is like, it's a 2-horse race.
Yes.
And then I could have picked like 5 goalies to go third.
Yeah. I ended up, I don't know. I chose Joey Dacord. I think he deserves it being third more than Swayman does, because I don't think that he has the same structure and defensive capability as the Bruins. I think he's played more games.
I mean, you're thinking of the Boston from last year, though. I think the goalies this year have been a lot more impressive for Boston than last.
I do, but I would give Dacord the edge on.
He's very close for me.
Yeah.
Because the thing with the third rank in this one is like you either had a goalie that played a ton and had decent stats, or a goalie that didn't play as much and had amazing stats. Like Aiden Hill was in this conversation, but he only played 16 games.
Aiden Hill I took out because of that, but
but like Dacord and Swayman both played enough games, and their stats are like really good.
Yeah, I mean Dacord has played about 7 or so games more than Swayman, which is another reason why I've put him third. Even though Swayman has still played a decent chunk of games, yeah.
I looked at goalie advanced stats. That's all. That is pretty much the only reason I made this decision. So, goal saved above expected.
I think Vezina is pretty. I think we've got.
It'd be tough for Hellebuck to lose this one this year.
It is tough to lose this one, yeah.
because I personally don't think Winnipeg's defense is good.
Yeah.
Like their defense as in like their decor. I think team defense is good because of their coaching and the forwards play well defensively. But Hellebuck makes up for a lot of deficiencies. And even if you look at this guy in the All-Star one-on-one thing, he's freaking huge. I feel bad for McCarr. He's like a goalie that I'd at least want to go up against. One-on-one.
I don't know what order to put this in, to be honest.
Yeah, I go ahead.
I have 3 people. My order doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Do your order, bro. We're keeping the press structure here. Mine could change by the end too.
Brock Faber.
Okay. Homer.
Oh, me next. Yes, also Brock Faber.
My third is Connor Bedard.
My second is Connor Bedard.
My second is no, I still have to put him first. I'm sorry. Marco Rossi.
My second is Marco Rossi. So your first is Luke Hughes.
Yeah.
Homer.
Connor Bedard.
My first is Brock Faber.
Wow, look at us all over the place.
Bedard is literally just because of the injury. Like, I think this takes enough out of a season to put Faber into that conversation. Bro, have you seen how much Faber is playing and putting up not only the points, but also the way he's playing defensively? Like, for a guy that is a rookie, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I think even if Bedard was playing, like, Faber would be close. And that's why with Bedard being out, I have Faber at first. But this is another one where I'm like, by the end of the season, when Bedard come back and take it. Because the other thing is, there's 3 rookies that got injured that like 2 months ago, I probably had them above both Faber and Rossi, and that's Mitnyakov and Fantilli. Fantilli got injured recently as well. Fantilli also trailed off a little bit in how he's playing, but
I mean, for me, it's got to be Bedard first, still, because the guy's played like 10 less games at least than anyone else, and he's still leading points for rookies. So
it's a very simple explanation.
Right? It's it just goes to show what he did in his games. Like he was quite impressive. So the injury, I don't think, pushes him down below first for me anyway, especially if he's still leading points after missing this much time.
For me, it's just right now. I think Faber, I don't really care about his points as much as how he plays outside of that. So and he has a lot of points for a defenseman. That's
Faber's
rookie.
quite good. And so Marco Rossi is fantastic.
Yeah. Marco Rossi was surprising.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he's been really good.
What about Luke Hughes, Evan?
Yeah, give us your Luke Hughes.
I don't know. I feel like it sucks that Dougie Hamilton, I believe, has been out. So he has had to take on a bigger role where I think he could have been in a more sheltered role if not. But yeah, I think he's impressed as a rookie who's had to play a lot more than probably was expected of him or he was expecting initially. I know Mitruzi's not the hottest team in the league like last year, but yeah, I think he, especially as a defenseman, it is really hard to come in so young and play well rather than a forward. So that's why I have him.
That's pretty much my thought process for Faber. Because Faber is playing top pair minutes.
But I don't favor him.
You need to watch Brock Faber. Actually, no, don't do that. You have to watch Minnesota games then. It's fine.
I just wanted to say Faber because it sounds like his name.
I know. Selke. The Selke Trophy Award for the best forward that excels in defensive aspects of the game, like Homer in full ice ball hockey. Just kidding. But you can go first.
Who's going first? One.
You're going for Selke.
Okay. Number 3 is Mitch Marner.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Anze Kopitar.
I got Nick Suzuki at 3.
At number 2, I've got whatchamacallit, Anze Kopitar as well.
Sam Reinhart.
I have Sam Reinhart.
Number 1 is Alexander Barkov.
Not Max Domi. I got Barkov.
I have Mark Stone.
Oh, come on. That's as outrageous as Mitch Marner, and you have him first.
Leading his team in points.
Which doesn't matter for this.
Great defensive winger. It has been for years. It's his year. Give it to him.
I don't mind the Mark Stone pick.
Has he not won it before?
No.
Like, he was second.
He never won it? He's always been talked about as a Selke favorite.
The one year that he played almost a full season, he came second. It's tough for wingers to win this.
That's actually surprising. He's really good defensively.
Yeah. I did think about Stone. I think I'd have Stone at like 4, but I definitely have him way above Mitch Marner.
Well, I would have him at 3 generally.
But I mean, Suzuki's been like rated as the best defensive forward in the league this year. So like, I could have him at 1, but then people would get mad at me. So I have him at 3. But yeah, I think Barkov is kind of just, he might win like the next 10. So
he's the next Patrice Bergeron in that manner.
I mean, he's beat Bergeron a couple times too. So
yeah.
Bergeron's got it the last 2 years though, right?
Yeah. Sam Reinhart's been surprisingly good at everything this year. So, like, and especially defensively, I was like, the fact he was good defensively while scoring that many goals.
He's going to be a rich boy.
That contract's going to be, because he's old too, isn't he? Like, not old, but he's like in the age of where like you give that 8-year term and everyone's like, that's probably horrible, but you know, Sam Reinhart is 28. Yeah. This is going to be that last contract, and he's going to be a very rich man because this is by far the best season of his career. I can't remember his first name. I think it's Chris Knobloch.
At number 3?
Yep. Oilers.
Okay, at number 3, I have John Tortorella.
That's not bad, actually. I didn't even think of it. Yeah.
Actually, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I'd probably have him there, but like, you know what? We're going to stick to my guns.
Tort's honorable mention because.
Yeah.
Oh. Actually, no. I'm going to swap something. My 3rd is Rick Bowness.
Actually, I'm going to swap something. I'm keeping Knobloch at 3. My 2 is John Tortorella.
My 2 is John Tortorella.
The jackasses, I gave him to you.
That's fine. Sometimes, you know, you're finally giving us wisdom, even though you're 80 years older than us. It took a long time.
Yeah, you old frick.
My 2nd is Jim Montgomery.
Guys, I wish we did this in person. I want to annoy you in person.
My 1st is Jim Montgomery.
I'm gonna cry. My 1st is Rick. My 1st is Rick Tocchet.
And my 1st is Knobloch.
Oh, interesting. I think Knobloch is pretty self-explanatory, like for any place in this.
Yeah.
He turned a team from being like 3rd last to fighting for 1st in the Pacific at some point, you know, give it a month.
Yeah, but look at Todd Mclellan, which we should talk about after.
Oh, true.
They went on a run, and then like it's just been it hasn't been a big enough sample size where I'm like, oh, or like the Canucks have been good all year. So
yeah, I just don't like Tocchet. So that's pretty much the reason I don't have him in this. But originally when I didn't have Tortorella, I had Rick Bowness. So yeah, Montgomery I think is the most impressive for sure. Like they basically nerfed him. Like last year, they gave him an amazing team. He won the President's Trophy, won Jack Adams, I'm pretty sure. And they were like, you know what? Your team's too good. So we're going to take away like a lot. And then we're going to see if you can do it again. And he's pretty much doing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's really good. That's why I'm at 2nd. And I mean, if you ask me, I think I might like
I wouldn't even mind flipping it. That I might actually put Tortorella above him this year at second instead of having Tortorella at third, and I would put Jim Montgomery at third potentially because I think I'm still more impressed with Tortorella this year with the Flyers. Like I think we all had an idea of what we thought the Boston Bruins were going to be this year, but and even though they're not like what we thought, we're not surprised that the Bruins are still good. But the Flyers being where they are, I think Tortorella is like he deserves. If he wins it, he deserves it.
No, I mean, it's completely fair, bro. I'm not arguing against Torts. I just totally forgot that he existed. I'll be honest. I don't
And
like players all that
but
much.
the reason I have Knobloch first is because just the crazy shift the team took after he took over, and if it continues this way and they end up being on like a pretty big tear like at the end of the season, like if they're still winning like crazy and stuff, I think he might just take it.
Yeah, that's the thing is because it's only halfway through. I think he's done enough for me to give him the like third right now.
Yeah.
By the end, he could either be first or like sixth, and just depends on how they do the rest of the season.
Yeah.
30 games. If they go, 32-0 the rest of the year, he has to win it. There's an argument against it.
So since we were just talking about the Jack Adams, news recently that Todd Mclellan has been fired as the head coach of the Los Angeles Kings. They started really, really well to begin the season. Cam Talbot was had a fantastic stats, and then I traded for him. Thanks, Sophie. So they had I don't think they had lost on the road for like 15 games or something crazy, and then everything just started falling apart, and I don't know if it was necessarily coaching. It could have been, but that's the move they made to try and improve the direction they're heading in. Thoughts?
Is it just me, or does it seem like this happens all the time with Todd McLellan?
Yeah,
where his team gets quite hot for a portion and then just completely shits the bed.
Honestly, poor guy though. They gave him Pierre-Luc Dubois, and he kind of just like ruined everything in that dressing room. So feels bad. You see the Doughty interview where he was just like,
Yeah.
Well, I felt, bro. I was like, damn. Like,
what did Doughty say?
Doughty said essentially what I said about the Leafs players not trying hard enough. But he said that about his own teammates.
Yeah.
Like some guys care more about like only about their stats and they don't care about winning the game or whatever like that. And a lot of the replies were like, yeah, he's pretty much just talking about Pierre-Luc Dubois. But
yeah, I mean, he'll find work in Ottawa shortly. Todd. The Sens have a couple of options now in the offseason if they don't decide.
I don't think Ottawa needs to have streaks of hotness, bro.
Yeah, no, they don't.
We've already seen this.
I don't think Todd McLellan is your guy. I don't think he's proven to be the guy that can get you to a cup.
But the thing is, like, because he's been around the NHL for so long, he's gonna get a job somewhere. It was the same thing with Laviolette.
No, he'll get a job, but at least Laviolette has the success behind him. McLellan doesn't.
I think but that's the problem, right? Because even guys like Julian and stuff like they had their success so long ago. The game is so different now.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's true, but it's still like if you put your options together and you look at them if you look at McLellan compared to them, they still deserve it more over him because they've had the cup or whatever, like they have done it, whether it's 5-10 years ago, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
They've done it. Whereas McLellan, everywhere he's gone, he's shown bursts of like, oh, his team is really good, but then it's never been like, oh, his team does anything beyond that, and there's always his team's just always up and down. There's a lack of consistency in his teams and a lack of like they don't seem to have the structure they're supposed to play with ever.
Yeah.
So if they lack that, then I don't understand like what are you doing as a coach to like consistently have teams that completely veer off what you're trying to coach them at and just look like a lost team.
He just loses the room, bro.
Yeah, but like
happens.
That goal, if he's losing, it seems like he's losing the room everywhere he's been. Like in Edmonton, he definitely lost the room. He's lost the room in LA. Like if every like there's got to be something in his coaching tactics that's not resonating with the team with the players. So yeah, I don't know if he deserves like a big shot again, but he'll get it.
It's kind of lost on McClellan for a second. I forgot where he's been.
All right. Sufjan, you have a stat game for us. Why don't you give us a little rundown of what it is?
As you guys know, there's the NHL Edge shot tracking, etc. So and like they track like skating speeds and stuff like that. So I want you to give me the top 5 this season. Forwards.
Sorry, could you explain that again? Top 5 of what?
I'm finishing my sentence.
Oh, okay.
Top 5 this season in shots over 90 miles an hour. 4 forwards.
McKinnon.
I was going to say McKinnon.
He's got to be there, right?
Yeah. Nathan McKinnon.
Nope. You got 3 strikes.
McKinnon? Who has a harder shot than him?
What about Elias Pettersson?
Yeah, Patterson. That's our guess.
Right, he's 9th.
Well, we may as well give up now.
So how about
Parker
Bedard?
Kelly?
How about Bedard? His shot's pretty crazy.
Right, you guys got to think harder than this, man.
What? Not over 90 miles an hour shot? I want to say Austin Matthews, but he's probably not there.
Or Ovechkin?
I'd say there's 3 really obvious ones. There's one less obvious but still gettable, and there's one kind of off the board.
Okay. Pasternak.
And I'll get 4 strikes.
Do they have to hit the net?
No. It's just 90 plus shots.
So if I shoot it into another player in my own zone, does that count?
Like shots towards the net.
Yeah.
Like
what
a shot.
What if I'm trying to score in the empty net?
A shot attempt. I don't know how to explain this. Just shot attempt.
Okay, who shoots a lot?
Ovechkin.
Yes.
Burns, but he's partially a forward at one point. Partially. Kind of. Eric Brandstrom played forward this year.
I didn't think this would be this difficult.
Okay, let's just go Ovechkin.
Okay, Ovechkin.
He's first with 38.
Nice.
What's that?
The second one is almost more obvious. You got 2 more strikes.
I would still
either Pasternak or maybe Draisaitl, maybe Matthews.
I say we go with Matthews. I'll take the fall.
Okay.
Matthews. No.
He's not in the top 10.
Draisaitl.
Sure.
And that's 4 strikes. Just name your players now. There's one
Miller.
guy you have. Miller's 6, 7. There's one guy that you haven't even mentioned, and his shot is no.
Brock Besser?
No.
Stamkos.
3rd.
Third. Okay, yeah, Stamkos.
That wasn't even the player I was talking about, but yeah.
One guy we haven't mentioned who's really obvious?
Oh, incredibly obvious. For hard shot by a forward.
Tom Wilson.
Hard shot by a forward.
Sam Reinhart. Zach McEwen.
Poor showing.
Jack Hughes?
Oh my God, Atlantic Division.
Tage Thompson.
There you go. My God.
Oh yeah.
Guys, that should be before Ovechkin right now.
But he was injured too.
Yeah, but that's literally his MO. That's literally all he does is shoot hard.
We've got 3.
5th is on a Metro team. On a playoff Metro team.
Oh, Rangers?
Panarin.
Yeah.
Nope.
But it must be Rangers.
Zibanejad.
There you go. 4th is a former Ranger. He's having a remarkable season, and he plays in the Pacific Division right now.
Jordan Eberle.
He's not on a playoff team.
He also never played for the Rangers.
Yeah, that too.
A Pacific ex-Ranger who's having a great year.
That's not playing on a playoff team. Might actually get traded to the
Blake
Rangers.
Coleman.
No.
I don't even think he played for them.
California team. That's not LA.
California team.
Or San Jose.
It's Anaheim.
There you go.
Who won Anaheim? Who Anaheim got traded from the Rangers? Or not?
Or signed.
I know who it is.
Who?
Let's see if Homer gets it.
No, I'm gonna see. Yeah, I'm gonna see if you get it.
No, I don't know. I have no ideas.
No, shoot. Say things.
Starts with a. No, actually, no. I want to see. I need to see if Evan even knows it. Actually,
I do know it.
No, I actually don't know. I can't think of it.
All right, Evan just gave it.
Is it
Frank with Toronto?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Ovechkin's first with 38, Thompson's second with 34, Stamkos 26, the Toronto 23, Zibanejad 20, and then the top 10, Chinakhov, JT Miller, Adrian Kempe, Elias Pettersson, and Phil Forsberg.
Well, that's a stupid stat game, in my opinion.
You guys are just stupid. That's why.
No way you would have gotten that if you didn't look it up.
Bro, Ovechkin, Thompson, Stamkos.
No, that was actually tough, man.
Ovechkin, Thompson, Stamkos. Those should be your first three guesses.
I thought, since it's All-Star weekend,
I knew you
I would pick an All-Star team or event. So you guys are going to go back and forth telling me players that participated in the 2012 All-Star game that was held in Ottawa.
Oh,
Yeah, I went to that game.
You went? You were there?
Yeah.
I tried to go, but it was too expensive or something, I thought.
It was my dad's birthday present. He got it for me off eBay.
Oh, that was the year where the Leafs really loaded up in the All-Star game.
Drake performed.
Oh, was it? I don't remember Drake performing.
Did he actually?
Yeah. He was singing headlines and stuff. That was amazing, bro.
That was like before he was really big, I think, too. All right, so who's starting?
2012, I mean, that it was after Take Care, so still decently big.
I will let Sufjan start.
All right.
Yeah.
2010 or 12. Hold on.
Wait, so is this list for players who played or for anyone who got selected?
Roster only includes players who were active for the game.
Okay.
My memory isn't that good, so this has no help for me whatsoever. We'll say Claude Giroux.
Claude Giroux is correct.
Pavel Datsyuk.
Pavel Datsyuk is correct.
I'm trying to remember if I was disappointed if Ovechkin was there or not, you know?
Chances are he wasn't.
No, but early in his career, he actually did go.
Oh, okay.
And until he was about 30. Ovechkin.
Your Washington Capital representative is Dennis Weidman.
Okay, that's strike. I'm gonna go with
Why'd you tell me that, though?
Yeah, you told him that. Why?
Yeah, why would you say that?
I don't know. I thought it was funny. I was like, there's no way you're going to get that.
Okay. I'm gonna go Joffrey Lupul.
That is correct.
I feel like we're gonna not win this again. When do I ever? Anze Kopitar.
That is incorrect.
Oh my god.
Daniel Alfredson.
That is correct.
Erik Karlsson.
That is correct.
Phil Kessel.
That is also correct.
Taylor Hall.
How is
not
Taylor
on the
Hall in
list.
2012? Jason Spezza.
That is correct.
I suck at these games, bro. Can we just keep going? Can I keep going here?
Yeah, just keep going.
Are you out already?
Yeah.
That was 3, but you know what? Take away one strike for Ovechkin because you gave him Weidman. We'll count Weidman as his.
Yeah, we'll count Weidman.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. I need the help I can get here, bro. I'm not going to get this one either, so it doesn't even matter.
Well, you are. Sufi,
Carey
there's
Price.
so many obvious ones.
Carey Price?
Carey Price.
Okay. Should be there.
I changed my mind. Pikachu Ben.
He should be there.
Carey Price is correct, so
Okay,
PK Subban is wrong.
I don't know. I'm keeping Carey Price. It's fine.
Steven Stamkos.
Please tell me this was when he snapped his leg in half.
That is not right.
Oh, come on. What?
Oh, it is right. It is right. It is right.
Okay.
What? Craig Anderson.
No way.
No, I'm not saying him. I'm not saying him. I'm not saying him. Who did I just have in my mind? Malkin?
That's probably true.
Yeah, that is right.
Okay.
2012.
I don't know if Crosby never went to any until like he was 35.
Yeah, I doubt he was there. I think there was one more Leaf player, but I'm scared to say him, although I have 3 strikes. Because I'm pretty sure 3 made it to this one. It was Lupul, Kessel, and I want to say Bozak made this. Or if not Bozak, Kuhlman or someone. But you know what? I will not say because I'm not sure. Marian Hossa? You
Yep.
got it there. Yeah.
Hoss. I'm pissed. How do I not remember anyone from this game is my question. So
Struggling now too, actually.
I'm thinking Carolina.
Oh.
Right? Thinking Carolina. And I'm either thinking Eric Stahl or Cam Ward, and I'm gonna go Eric Stahl.
I don't know if there's a single Carolina Hurricane on this list.
So you know what? That's actually just fascist. So I'm not gonna.
There has to be a correct.
There isn't. What?
Oh, how could there
Rick
not?
Nash.
Every team has to have one. You're missing him.
The
Rick
only
Nash.
Eric is Eric Carlson.
Why would you
Rick
say
Nash.
And I'm looking for teams that start with C.
Rick Nash. Cam Atkinson. Nick Foligno.
All right. So your guesses are who?
Sergei Bobrovsky.
I don't think anyone that you've said is correct. No.
Patrice Bergeron.
No.
No?
Milan Lucic.
Why would
I
Lucic
swear to God.
make it?
Chara.
Chara is correct.
Skull.
Okay, I'm just going to read you the list.
How
now.
about-
Omar is one. Unless you want to see how many you can get.
Let's just keep going to see. I'm having fun with this one.
Yeah, how about we just guess together?
Okay, no.
Chris Letang?
No.
No.
Either Tuukka Rask.
Oh,
or-
he is.
Look at that. Chris Letang.
Either Tuukka Rask. Rask or Thomas. One of the two.
Oh, true. 2012.
You tell me there's no Rask or Thomas?
There has to be one of them, but I
Oh, those are your guesses?
no.
Yeah, bro. We're just spitting names out now.
20.
Tim Thomas is right.
Yeah, Tim Thomas.
I think that was last year that he kind of played properly.
How about Sergei Gonchar?
Sergey?
Sergei Gonchar, sorry.
Sergey.
Sergei.
Chris Kunitz, be honest.
I don't think Gonchar is there.
Hey, Drew Doughty.
No.
Quick.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go. The third damn LA player. Duncan Keith.
Oh, also like Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves.
Yeah.
Patrick Kane is correct.
Kane, Taves, Keith. No Keith.
At that time, Patrick
No
Sharp.
Keith. No.
Sharp, yeah.
No. Okay, I'm just going to give you players. This is going to take forever.
Kovalchuk. Brother.
One second, let me guess one and see if it's right. Martin St. Louis.
That was one I was thinking about him.
No. All right. So the ones you did not get are from the Dallas Stars, Jamie Benn. From the Florida Panthers, Brian Campbell. From the Edmonton Oilers, Jordan Eberle. From the New York Rangers, Marian Gaborik. From the Detroit Red Wings, Jimmy Howard. From the Flames, Jerome Iginla. From the Anaheim Ducks, Corey Perry. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, Dion Phaneuf. From the Boston Bruins, Tyler Seguin. From the Nashville Predators, Ryan Suter. From the Philadelphia Flyers, Kimmo Timonen. From the San Jose Sharks, Logan Couture. From the Vancouver Canucks, Alexander Edler.
Oh.
I would have never guessed he was an All-Star. From the St. Louis Blues, Brian Elliott. From the New York Rangers, Dan Girardi. From the Philadelphia Flyers, Scott Hartnell. From the New York Rangers, Henrik Lundqvist.
Didn't I see him?
From your Ottawa Senators, Milan Michalek.
God.
So they had
Actually, yeah.
From the Pittsburgh Penguins, James Neal. From the Buffalo Sabres, Jason Pominville. From the Vancouver Canucks, Daniel and Henrik Sedin. From the New York Islanders, John Tavares. From the Nashville Predators, Shea Weber. And from the Phoenix Coyotes, Keith Yandel.
Yeah, there's definitely some I should have got there. But some are pretty random. I do remember Dennis Weidman now that I think back on it, but so I was pretty not happy.
Dennis Weidman.
Yeah.
Milan Michalek and Dion Phaneuf make all-star games. I can't believe I didn't think about Dion Phaneuf.
Phaneuf must have made more than one.
Probably in his
his rookie year.
Probably.
His rookie year was pretty good.
I was thinking Bozak or like Kulemin or something. I completely forgot that Phaneuf would have been there. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Let us know if you agree with our award winners. And we will see you moving forward on a semi-consistent basis Saturdays every week. Please check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, Stitcher, SiriusXM. Watch us on YouTube at The Unfortunate Diehards and follow us on TikTok, X, and Instagram again at The Unfortunate Diehards. We'll see you next week.